Yo, pronounce it like the letter, I don't say it at all. It's your boy S, and this is S Reacts. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next, Akademiks and DJ Vlad exposing Drake. We're going to talk about it. King of the North is in the building with us. Let's go.
Channel my brain to go against the grain. I think I can move while I'm lifting. Drip with force, the energy tossed. Positive vibes is what I
We
enjoy.
interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
We back. This video is courtesy of Rich House Reviews. King of the North, what's good?
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. They at it again, man. I ain't even know too much about this. I ain't even know too much about this at all, man. I heard bits and pieces here. So I said, man, I gotta dial the bat phone, man, and call in King of the North, man, to get a 411, because this is crazy, man. All right, so let's go on.
When I tried to tell the people that something strange is going on at the Hidden Hills with Drake, y'all thought I was playing. But now we got proof. Shout out to the Ville, because they ain't listen to me. Maybe they'll listen to the Ville, right? We got proof that the Hidden Hills didn't get sold for the reason that they said they did.
This conversation that
So, all right, can you elaborate a little bit before we get into the rest of the video of what is transpiring, like with this whole Hidden Hills thing, because I'm fairly new to it.
All right, so basically, this whole thing came from. It actually started back last year, and people don't know this, but Rick Ross had wore a Hidden Hills shirt in the video, Champagne Moments, and this was last year, and nobody caught it because nobody really knew anything. So I'm figuring that Rick Ross knows what happened at the Hidden Hills house or whatever. Fast forward to a couple of days ago, DJ Vlad and Akademiks did an interview, and within that interview, DJ Vlad said, no, Akademiks said, he said, I'm surprised that no girls came forward to press charges on Drake throughout this whole thing. And he said, so DJ Vlad said, well, I don't know. He said, I heard some stories about the Hidden Hills. It was having some wild parties, things happen. And then he said, oh, no, they Akademiks and they were just partying. He said, nah. It was more than that. He said, I heard some stories, it was more than that. And basically he alluded to that maybe Drake was paying these people off. So what happened was the Ville, he caught that Rick Ross had that on the back of his shirt a year ago in the video Champagne Moments, the Hidden Hills, trolling Drake. So what they're basically saying is something happened in the Hidden Hills and Drake is a big part of it.
Damn.
Because he was the owner or whatever. He was renting or he was the owner or he had the house. He was the big part of the Hidden Hills debacle. And the reason why it's so important now is because people are saying that DJ Vlad, when he says stuff, usually things happen after that. The police or the FBI, whoever gets involved. So they come after that and then they bring cases against people. So maybe now there's some people probably about to start coming out. Now, here's another thing that people ain't paying attention to. Why do you think that no rapper is working with Drake right now? There's no rapper around Drake. Yeah. Not one. Except for maybe 21 Savage, but that's it. Outside of him, there's no rappers even fraternizing with him. Not at all. They was all his friends. What happened?
Yeah, I got it.
So that's basically what happened.
That is wild, man. That's wild. And it's so true. It's so true with DJ Vlad, too. As soon as he opened up his mouth, Like things do happen. Things definitely happen. I seen a clip of that interview too. I definitely seen a clip of that interview. So now I understand what they're alluding to because I didn't get it at first, but now I get it. Let's continue.
We had last night talking about Hidden Hills. We had talked about Hidden Hills last time because of DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad did an interview with Akademiks where he had talked about Drake and this YOLO estate. This YOLO estate was in the Hidden Hills where Drake used to live at when he stayed in California. Now, this is close to Calabasas. This is when he had a conversation with Akademiks, and he had told Akademiks that he wouldn't be surprised if Drake covered up some type of suspicious activity that happened there because of all the parties that he threw there.
See?
Now, it turns out last night.
So you basically just broke down everything. So something definitely happened if that's the case. If that's the case, something definitely happened. Because I don't think all these people will be coming out and talking like this if something didn't happen. And then on top of that, too, what you said about Rick Ross wearing that shirt, like something definitely went down in there. Why does this seem so Diddy-like?
Hey, man. All of this stuff is Diddy-like when you add females and sex and drugs and alcohol to the equation. It's all Diddy-like.
Man, listen, man. He done, my man done put out the blueprint to doing stuff like this because this is definitely on sounds like something on the heels of that. Let's continue.
He had found something.
Now, Vlad said that on an interview recently. Make sure y'all check out the last footage I put out. He said that in the interview. Him and Akademiks were talking, and even Akademiks was thrown back like, what?
Out that's related to Hidden Hills. But just for a quick refresher, I'm going to play the clip right now of where DJ Vlad has said that there was some suspicious activity.
Imagine this. You wake up one morning and your toenail is falling off. The doctor says that the infection has taken.
You know what I was impressed by? With all the shit and say not like us and everything people talking about Drake, not one chick even erroneously filed a lawsuit or like I thought there was gonna be a few of those to take advantage of the moment. And there's been not one person
I was like,
that's accused Drake of anything.
Nope.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if some shit starts coming out. Well, from what I understand, when Drake first moved to like Hidden Hills, like they were wilding out in that house.
It got spooky.
Homies were doing some shit.
Now, what does wilding out mean? That's number one.
Nah, man, you know what wilding out means. If they was wilding out, man, they was up to some behaviors, man. Come on. If you say wilding out, they were doing something.
Yeah, they
were
definitely was.
Yeah.
One. Number two. Another thing we got to think about is, what do Vlad know about wilding out? Like, what type of wilding out would Vlad consider wilding out? Like, if Drake brought a whole bunch of females to the crib and they look nice and he indulgent, Vlad don't look like the type that got females coming to the crib. So, hold on.
That probably got covered.
What is that?
You know what I'm saying? And now maybe.
Nah, he got some sort of sound effect in the background doing that wah, 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 wah. That's not me. I wasn't doing that. That's not me. That was him. But yeah, he said he's funny. He said did DJ Vlad, what would he know about wilding out? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Nah, DJ, he know a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised. Let's continue.
People got paid. And
Maybe they was partying. Not like.
I heard some stories, you know, but and I'm not going to mention them.
They was getting it in type shit.
I mean, some things could happen.
Maybe he's paying them off. Like,
I think Drake is just paying them off, and so I mean, listen. I mean,
So that got everybody's attention. That got everybody's ears ringing. They wanted to know, what did Vlad mean by that? Why is he saying that something happened at Hidden Hills? Or why is he saying that something could have happened at Hidden Hills to where Drake had to pay to cover it up? A very strange thing for Vlad to say out of nowhere. And it had people thinking, well, what happened? Now, like I said in the last video, when I had talked about this property was owned by somebody that has the LLC, Richard Fitzenwell. Now, the Richard Fitzenwell LLC is owned by Drake. We know that because of Ebony Prince, because Ebony Prince had revealed that Drake's alias at the Marco.
Wow. So, all right. I'm trying to, like, break this down in my head. So, he owns he basically owned like, what is he talking about? Like the company that owned that the property to the house or whatever, the title or something like that.
Okay, so Richard Fitzenwell is Drake.
Okay,
That's
so
his alias that he goes by, and that's a company name that he owns. There is a hotel called the Mark Hotel that he has some type of something happen in the Mark Hotel. We don't know yet, but there's something happen, and there's an FBI agent who's involved in this whole Mark Hotel thing, and it was Richard Fitzenwell. That's Drake, right?
wait a minute,
That's
hold up. He's not calling himself. He's not
no
calling himself by his real name.
LLC.
Okay, all right.
And he when he stays at these hotels, he stays under his alias because he doesn't stay under Drake. You know what I'm saying? So people would know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Then also Richard Fitzenwell had brought this home, owned that home in the Hidden Hills, and they was having these wild parties. Then he sold it, or he sold it, or somebody else sold it, or it was Drake who had the parties at someone's house. You know what I'm saying? And it's the guy who sold it, but it's a whole lot going on in this whole situation. It's a whole lot. Whole lot.
Wow, let's continue.
So was Richard Fitzenwell. Now remember, Ebony Prince was the person that obtained the items from Meet the Grams from Drake at this hotel and was able to expose his name as being Richard Fitzenwell, aka It Fitzenwell. Because of that, we were able to find out that he had the Richard Fitzenwell LLC, and this is what he later on used to purchase the property over there in Calabasas, over there at Hidden Hills. Now, he later on eventually had sold it to
Now,
Matthew.
hold on. Before we get all conspiracy theoried out, you got to realize he's a well-known celebrity. He do got to protect his likeliness, so we not going to act like that's not going to happen. You feel me? Not on this hip-hop media channel.
Stafford, for whatever reason, Matthew Stafford ended up trying to sell the property shortly after, not because he's leaving California. He's apparently still staying in California, but for whatever reason, he just doesn't want anything to do with this property.
Exactly.
He's selling it for only $12 million. He had bought it for $11 million. So it just shows you that he really wants to get out of this property. Yeah. It makes you feel like what DJ Vlad was saying, is that the reason why Matthew Stafford doesn't want to own this property? Because of the recent owner, Richard Fitzenwell, aka Drake. And now we have Vlad out here saying that there was something going on over here at the Hidden Hills. There's something going on, and Matthew Stafford didn't want.
Yo. Man. So, all right, so let me ask this question. So he's trying to sell the property, but he can't find no buyers. Is that what it is?
I think it's the guy who owns the property is trying to sell the property.
Okay.
Because it might be going on. The guy who, I believe he's a football player, and he's willing to sell the property. Well, he already sold the property already. Now, I don't know if the guy and Drake is in this property together. They could be both partners, like, because it says his name on the LLC by a seller. So Drake is probably one of the sellers too. Richard Fitzenwell is probably one of the sellers too. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that.
Anything to do with it. So eventually he tried to sell the property later on. Now, what we found out eventually, because we started looking into Hidden Hills, we started trying to figure out, well, what exactly is going on over here? And one of the biggest clues that we had came across last night about Hidden Hills was Splash Brothers. Splash Brothers was an original song that had featured Drake and French Montana. Later on, the song had came out, but it didn't have Drake anymore. It only had Lil Wayne.
Oh, hey, didn't we talk about this before, bro?
What?
This Splash Brothers joint with Drake and all that stuff. Didn't we mention something like this in a while back on a video?
I believe so. A while ago.
Yeah, damn, man. So the puzzle pieces are starting to connect together. Everything's starting to match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure enough.
Oh, man.
So Splash Brothers, the original song, the first verse has Drake in it. And Drake talks about the Hidden Hills. Drake says, yeah, on Double MG, I'll F a rapper's wife. She ain't even my type, but I'll make the sacrifice. Have her splitting thighs like she work at Gladys Knights. Yeah, I was never nothing nice.
Okay.
Guys know the real secrets left in Hidden Hills. And this is the part that we were talking about.
Oh.
Guys know the real secrets left in Hidden Hills. Bought the whole street up, and I got it for a steal.
Whoa.
Which is funny for him to say, because we know for sure when he had bought the property, this is when he had sold the property to Matthew Stafford for 11 million. This is the buyer, this is the seller. But right here, Richard Fitzenwell, which is Drake, he's the buyer, and he bought it for almost 3 million from Gopher Diego Aleo. So he actually did get it for a steal, because then they ended up selling it for 11 million when he just bought it for 3 M's. This is proof that Drake not only had sold the compound for Matthew Stafford for 11 million, but in the song with French Montana, he admits that he bought the whole street up for a steal. I guess he did when he gets it for 3 million and sells it for 11. So we
Yo. Hey, yo. yo. Why do rappers do that, yo? They stay putting stuff in their music that they went and gone and did, bro.
They can't help but to try to share an experience that they had with something to brag. They can't help it. They all have to brag about it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yo, that's wild, man. Like, if I'm doing a song, I'm not telling you. They be going into detail too. Like, yeah, I went to the mall, got myself a Glock. I'm like, what? Yo, why would you do that? Oh man, it's crazy.
Know that he's talking about Hidden Hills because of this, and we know he's talking about the Yellow Estate because of this.
Okay.
Guys know the real secrets left in Hidden Hills.
I don't know.
So what are the secrets exactly?
That's the question.
I guess Drake didn't even want people to answer that question because this song got scrapped. Now, for sure, this song is out, but it only has Lil Wayne on it. Drake had stopped this song from being out so severely that he had to send a cease and desist. And this is why him and Rick Ross started beefing. This is the reason why Drake and Rick Ross started beefing really bad online, was because he had sent French Montana a cease and desist for this record. Rick Ross had talked about this song later on. Eventually, he had came out and had made this song where he had dissed Drake. And this was Champagne Moments. This was a song that had came out right before the beef had kicked off with Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
But it's what Rick Ross says at the end right here is what catched a lot of people's attention. Right here, Rick Ross says, I unfollowed you because you sent a mother effing cease and desist to French Montana. You sent the police, hated on my dog's project. That wasn't the same person that I seen when we were making them early records. Now Rick Ross is saying that he has sent the cease and desist to French Montana because of this record. We could confirm that because eventually it had been reported on the news. It says Drake did send French Montana a cease and desist. It says here that he eventually had sent it, and then
damn. Yo, everything that we talked about, I was just trying to listen in to make sure everything we talked about the last video that we did a while back, everything is exactly what you said, bro. Exactly what you said, bro. That's why you king of the North. That's why you king of the North, yo. That's why you king of the North, yo. Hey, cause I was like, damn, bro, everything is connecting, bro. I'm like listening. I'm like, yo, we literally did a video on this a while back, man. That is crazy, man. That is crazy.
This is when they had talked about Rick Ross, talking about how he didn't like that he did that to French Montana. But it doesn't end there, because when we watch the music video for this song, there's a part that Rick Ross says in the song that caught my attention with the music video. He says, told y'all guys to stay scheming. I predicted my fate. Got more money than you, if you want me to say. 50 mil for the crib, where you want me to stay. And I think it's important when he says this, 50 mil for the crib, where you want me to stay, because in the music video, when he says that, this pops up right here.
50 mil for the crib, where you want me to stay.
So he says 50 million for the crib, where you want me to stay. And he's talking about a house.
Oh, snap, bro. Yo, oh, had it in plain sight, bro. In plain sight. Plain sight, bro. Man, bro, that video, that Rick Ross video about to kick up mad more views now because people are going to be going there trying to decipher everything now.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
What are you talking about? A house on the Hidden Hills? Because then Rick Ross has shared the shirt. The back of his shirt says Hidden Hills. So now I'm thinking,
that's deep.
Wow,
This
does
is
Rick
deep.
Ross know what?
Hold on. Right now, I need y'all to subscribe and hit the top bell on this channel. I need you to write deep if y'all, no Diddy, write deep if y'all liking the logic that we going on this. Because I like the angle that he's going with this. And that's why you need to get other people involved so you can get other perspectives.
What's going on with Hidden Hills? Does Rick Ross know what's going on with what DJ Vlad had talked about? And is he exposing it because Drake had sent a cease and desist to him in French Montana?
That's weird.
I followed you because you sent a mother effing cease and desist to French Montana. You sent the police and hated on my dog's project. That wasn't the same guy that I seen when we were making early records together. Now, Rick Ross is upset because Drake had sent that cease and desist. But I'm thinking that Drake had sent that cease and desist because of the fact that he didn't want anybody to hear him talk about the real secrets left in Hidden Hills.
Okay.
And out of spite, Rick Ross makes a diss record called Champagne Moments.
And shows
when he
Hidden
talks about
Hills.
a crib, he shows the back of his shirt in the music video that says Hidden Hills. The same thing that DJ Vlad had talked about.
You got something to say? I see you pondering.
Hey, man. Hey. He put it together really well. That's all I can say.
Man, bro.
He put this thing together well.
For sure.
When he said that Drake could have paid to cover up some suspicious activity that happened at that party.
Which I thought was crazy.
Not one person that's coming out.
Well, from what I understand, when Drake first moved to like Hidden Hills, like they were wilding out in that house. Him and his homies were doing some shit that probably got covered up somehow. You know what I'm saying? And now maybe people got paid. And
maybe this partying. No, not like.
I heard some stories, but I'm not going to mention
it.
It
was getting it in type shit.
I mean, some things could happen.
Maybe he's paying them off. Like,
I think Drake is just paying them off. And so, I mean, listen.
Which makes me feel like I talked about in the last video, why Matthew Stafford decided to get rid of the property. I feel like Matthew Stafford had found out that this was Drake's party compound. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that went down there when he used to live there. And it just made me feel like Matthew Stafford just tried to get rid of the property altogether because he didn't want nothing to do with it. Why else would he sell the property for only an extra $1.5 million off the top? He bought it for 11 and he's trying to get rid of it for 12. Doesn't seem very profitable if you ask me. But moving forward, I really do think that Rick Ross was trying to send a message to Drake when he had made this music video. I think that he knows what's going on in Hidden Hills because why else would he wear this shirt during a diss track music video that he's sending out to Drake? This whole song is a diss record for Drake that he decided to make a music video for. I don't think that it's just a coincidence that he's wearing Hidden Hills.
Yeah,
and at the same time as he's rapping the lyrics,
that's not a reach. That's cool.
He shows the shirt that says Hidden Hills where Drake used to own a crib at. Just feels like he's doing this on purpose to slight Drake. We have DJ Vlad, who's talked about Hidden Hills. We have Drake, who's talked about Hidden Hills in a scrapped verse. And then we have Kendrick Lamar, who seemingly is hinting towards 4 p.m. in Calabasas with 616 in LA. So we went back to 4 p.m. in Calabasas because this is basically Drake in Calabasas over there at the Hidden Hills.
What was that?
Yeah, pause it real quick.
Okay.